Hello, welcome to the Picture Book Library. Hello, my name's Katie. I'm a mom of 6 kids and I absolutely love children's picture books, so that's what this channel is all about. If you like geeking out over picture book authors and illustrators and hearing book recommendations and all that kind of thing, feel free to subscribe or comment or like or whatever the thing is. Onward! This week, my son's teacher sent out an email saying that they were reading the book Ask Mr. Bear by Marjorie Flack. We happen to have this one, of course. Just kidding. But as soon as I got the email, I was like, Marjorie Flack. So I emailed her and asked if she would mind if I sent some of our Marjorie Flack books to school with Owen so that the class could look at them and read them. And I said, of course, if that's too much, like no worries at all, but I just wanted to offer. She said she loved that idea. She would read them aloud to the kids. So I sent Owen off with a big stack this morning. I also realized I have several duplicates of Marjorie Flack books. So I've still got a few here today, but all of this just made me want to make a video about Marjorie Flack. Now, I did already make a video about Angus and the Ducks, which is written and illustrated by Marjorie Flack. So I did talk about her some in that video, but I wanted to talk about her a little bit more and some of the other books that she's written and some other new stuff that I found out about her. So Marjorie Flack was born in Long Island in 1897. She had an interest in storytelling from a very young age. She said when she was young that every picture she drew already had a story behind it. Marjorie was married to her first husband, Carl Larson, in 1919, and they had a daughter together named Hilma, who Marjorie would later collaborate with on some of her books when Hilma was grown and Marjorie was in the later part of her career. Marjorie's first book was called Tuk Tuk, and it was the story of an Arctic boy. She based the story on her friends' experiences living in Alaska and her firsthand observations of the local people. Marjorie also wrote a book around this time called All Around Town, the story of a New York boy. A story of a boy in New York. I tell you, when I saw that she wrote that book, I was like, ooh, I'd like to own that one. So I looked everywhere online for it. I found one in the UK for like $40. Like, it is now a wish list item. But that book was written based on experiences of Marjorie taking her daughter Hilma out around New York City. So you'll see a theme throughout Marjorie's books that so many of her stories are based on real life things that happened to her and that she knew about from firsthand experience. Like I talked about in my other video, Marjorie also wrote a book called Angus and the Ducks, and from that came a whole series about Angus. Angus is a very curious Scotty dog and goes on lots of adventures, and those books were based on her actual dog, Scotty dog that she had. So a lot of the stories in the Angus books are literally things that her dog did. So it's super cute. So after writing Angus and the Ducks, Marjorie was inspired to learn more about ducks, and this kind of brought about her most famous book that she's known for, which is the story about Ping. This is one that I have a second one of, so this is kind of my like second hand copy. Marjorie collaborated with Kurt Weiss on this book, so it is written by Marjorie Flack. It is illustrated by Kurt Weiss. However, Kurt Weiss had lived in China for some time, and so he had firsthand experience of the culture and the whole experience of the ducks on the Yangtze River. So I may not be pronouncing that correctly, and I'm sorry. That's how we read it when I was growing up, so I apologize for that if it's incorrect. But this is just a fantastic book, and this book was made famous because it was mentioned multiple times on the TV show Captain Kangaroo. So that really just like brought it forward to the limelight, and it's been such a well-loved book ever since. Marjorie went on to publish many more books. One of her later books won a Caldecott Medal in 1947, and it's called The Boats on the River. That one is written by Marjorie Flack, illustrated by Jay Barnum. I actually went and looked for that one, and I found one on Thrift Books for $4, and it is coming to my house soon. Like I said, she actually collaborated on some books with her daughter Hilma, and on August 30th, 1958, Marjorie Flack died in her home in Massachusetts. Another book that I wanted to highlight of Marjorie Flack's is this one. I also have 2 copies of this one. it just kind of happens sometimes. I forget which books I have and I just pick them up for super cheap when I'm out thrifting, and then I give them away to friends and family, so it works out. But this is called The Country Bunny and the Little Gold Shoes. It is written by DuBose Hayward, but is illustrated by Marjorie Flack, and I love it. It's so sweet. It's about a mother rabbit with 21 children. I know I don't have 21 children, but I do have 6, and I just slightly, I feel connected to her. But what I love about this book is that the mother bunny is given this job to do by, I think it's like a lord or something like that. And she is able to go do that job because her kids, she's like, don't worry, my kids have got this. Like, they know how to make their food. They know how to tend the garden. They know how to clean the house. They know how to put themselves to bed. Like, they're good. And so she goes and does this special like mission that she gets from the king. And she comes home and everything is in order and her family is good. And I don't know, like, I just love the idea that she has spent time with her children and equipped them to be capable and self-sufficient. She's able to go do this job that she is supposed to do and come back and everything's okay. And I feel like it shows her being an amazing mom and amazing at her job. And I just think it's cool, it's fun, and it's a super cute story. So I just wanted to highlight that one as well. Another fun little fact about Marjorie Flack is her book Angus and the Ducks was featured in a movie. I have tried to find this clip, so I don't know if I'll be able to find it by the time I put the video together, but it's her book Angus Lost, and it's featured in a movie with Colin Farrell and Salma Hayek, and he uses that book to teach her to read. Never seen the movie and really don't have any desire to, but I just love knowing that the book is in there. In her book, American Picture Books, From Noah's Ark to the Beast Within, Barbara Bader writes, Marjorie Flack drew, but not very well. She wrote, but she wasn't a writer. What she had was a feel for stories, situations for the most part, that would tell well in words and pictures, and a knack for dramatizing them. A true picture book sense. I think that this sums up Marjorie Flack really well. Her illustrations are simple and colorful. Her stories are sweet and from real life experiences. And she truly is just a treasure in the children's literature world. So I hope you go check her out. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any Marjorie Flack books, please tell me about it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Have you ever read any of the ones I talked about? Do you have any others? I would love to hear more. I never know how to end these things, so bye.